Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our Thursday advanced trainings. Tonight you are doing trainings with me. My name is Petra, and if it's your first day here, welcome. Welcome to our beautiful community in our group, where we learn things a bit differently, when we go a bit deeper, where we actually start practicing and implementing things, so we don't just go superficial and just apply basic programs. So these trainings are all about to actually help you learn about yourself, help you learn about your physical body and how it works, help you learn about your energetics, meaning your bioenergetic field, help you understand your emotions, and help you understand the interconnectedness of all of it. Because when we are using Healy, Healy works on a quantum field, and quantum field doesn't have boundaries. Yeah, everything is connected. We live in a duality world, which is currently a 3D world, and in this world, well, let's say that, how do I put this to use the right words? We get everything around ourselves as a mirror, and everything that's happening within the body and outside of our body, it's a mirror. So that I'm not saying that, if you hate your neighbor, please do not hate anyone. But if you do dislike your neighbor, yeah, that doesn't mean that you're a horrible person. It just means that there's a trigger in there, emotional, physical, mental, that's causing certain issues within the body. So why am I starting this conversation today? Because we have a topic of nervous system. So before I go into the slides, I'm just gonna pop the Facebook group for everyone for the recordings and any questions you have on Healy. It's my Facebook group. I pop everything in there. It's a great community. So pop that into the chat in Zoom. So when you are joining, if you're not a part of it yet, when you are joining, please make sure you answer all the questions and also tick to accept the rules of the group, and then it will automatically accept you into the group. Otherwise, you'll need to wait, because I check things, once in a while here and there, because I don't have a lot of time to actually check everything every day. So linked to the group in the chat. But today we have a big topic, and I think it's a topic that I've done already a training on it on a physical level, but I wanted to actually give you an interconnectedness of certain things today, and of course answer your questions at the end, because it is nervous system. Mind you, nervous system, it's a huge topic. I could talk about this for hours, yeah? And there's so many things that are quite general that people know about. We also understand that certain healer programs that are basic are helping to regulate our nervous system. But what I really want to open your eyes to tonight is how you can utilize different modules and different programs, create your own protocols if you wish to, give you some ideas on that to actually start regulating the nervous system. And I also want to give you some time frames on the body, because I get multiple questions multiple times a day on how long will this take? Yeah, how long before I see the results? So we need to understand that if we've been neglecting our body for a long time, every single system of our body has a different approach, has a different time frame. And the more we are consistent, the easier it is. Okay. Hello for España. Hola, España. Singapore, perfect. India, morning, evening, I love that. Okay, so for... Hola, ¿qué tal? I'm good, how are you? Okay, so let me just start sharing so we have everything. Where's my slides? I've lost my slides. How did I lose my slides? Now, I love that when Zoom does that. I really, really love that. Okay, let me try again. Google, Canva. Oh, okay, maybe that's the case. Here we go. Canva. Okay, tell me if you see my presentation so I know that I can Oh, now I've lost you. Where did you go? Oh, that's really nice. I love that I don't have the camera from Zoom anymore. Sorry, guys. This is really funny. Bear with me. This week has been pretty full on for me. We have a cyclone coming here in Brisbane, and it's been like, let's just say, a circus. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, so why are you not showing me the camera? Oh, here it is. Okay, so let's try that. And okay, now I'm done. Come on, you can do this. And why am I not? Oh, great. It's not working. My computer loves me. Okay, cool. So, nervous system reset, as always. We need to go through some basics. We're going to look at the Healy search app today because there's so many programs that can actually support you. And I'll give you my favorite ones. But as always, it's good for you to be empowered. Yeah, so you can actually understand what programs to use based on what your needs are. And of course, always, always, always practice the programs on yourself. So if you don't understand English, please use Wordly. You can scan the QR code on here. You can choose the language you would like to listen to, and then you have your translations. So as always, before we go into anything, our beautiful disclaimer, unfortunately, not yet. The existence of information field, the analysis of it, the harmonization of it, and other important connections to the information field are not yet recognized by the Western medical system, mostly because there's no evidence-based devices based on the medical system in Western medicine that would actually prove that. So make this as an educational training. Make sure that you take responsibility for yourself. And also make sure that all the devices that you are using, you are not treating them as a medical device, as Healy or Meg Healy are not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical condition. What we are doing is we are approaching it holistically. We are looking at the body and we are looking at the root cause of the symptoms or situations that you're in, and then we are trying to reverse that, yeah, and actually bring your body back to balance. Okay, so I would love to know, as always, I'm a curious person. Do you know when your nervous system is out of balance? Pop in the comments. I would really love to know, do you know when your nervous system is out of balance? Do you know what happens in your body? Do you recognize that? When I'm out of balance. That'll great. What is the definition of that? Yes, no. Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you. You're more than welcome. Depression. Okay. Too much of stress. Okay. So I would love to know. See, perfect. So physical effects, sweating, higher heartbeat. Okay, hold on to that one, sweating and higher heartbeat. We will touch on that one a bit later. Feel weak, old patterns. Okay, stress, no concentration, chronic headache. That chronic headaches can be connected to something else as well. Balance problem. You mean like balance in a physical balance problem? Belief systems, anxiety, overthinking, tiredness and anxiety, thoughts, genetic mutations. Okay, genetic mutation, that's a whole nother debate. Negative thoughts and beliefs, okay. Age factor, okay. Stress, anxiety, sleep and digestion disturbances, currently skin. All of it connected to your nervous system, definitely. Metabolic issues, diabetes, good. Okay, diabetes is something to touch on as well. Guidelines, lack of yoga. Okay, perfect. So I would love to know by the answers, tired endocrine for me. Yes. Okay. So by the answers, I can see a lot of you, and this is what I've been getting as well, messages all the time. Dysregulated nervous system is quite a popular topic and something that is talked about a lot, but not so easily achieved by a lot of people, because a lot of it is superficial, and a lot of it, to actually really bring your nervous system back to balance, actually requires, and I know you don't want to hear this now, and I'm sorry for that, but I will need to say it, requires commitment to yourself to actually look at not just the physical part of the body, but emotional, mental, perception, reflections. So literally working on your whole body. So we can't just say, let's, run this program to balance my nervous system, but then next day, you have a trigger emotionally and your nervous system is back out of balance. So if you really want to have lasting results, you need to look at and approach this in a multi-layer approach, and also not just pinpoint things as I have too much estrogen, or my body doesn't produce insulin, or I have family that does this and this and this. These are all outside environment situations of feeling that you need to project on something. So when it comes to that, nervous system is a crucial part, because your nervous system, especially your ego, which is a part of your nervous system, will try to protect you. And that protection influences the entire body. Yeah, influences your thoughts, influences your emotions, influences your hormones, influences your nervous system in overall, meaning meridians, your chakras. It influences your gut, your vagus nerve. It influences your circulation, your heart. It influences your blood. Yeah, the quality of energy in the cells. So we need to understand that nervous system is a huge thing. And if not regulated properly, and why we are dysregulated, I will talk about that later, but when not regulated properly, it can cause havoc long-term in your body. And we will look at that as well. So you can actually start pulling information back and actually checking it and discerning it for yourself. Okay, so let's do this. So what is nervous system? We've done a nervous system a training last year, but I wanted to touch base so we have a foundation so everybody knows what a nervous system is. So in general, nervous system is your body's communication network. Yeah, it's a huge communication network, and it actually controls everything from your thoughts, your emotions, your heart rate, digestion, stress responses, and let's just think of it as a command center. Yeah, it literally is responsible not only for the inside work and communication within the body, but also the outside communication with the body. So environmental communication with the body. Because we touched based on that last year, is nervous system feeds your bioenergetic field. And your bioenergetic field is what brings information, electrical information, through your torus field back into your body through meridians and to the nervous system, to the nerves, the neurons, in order for the body to actually communicate with every part of the body systems we have and organs. So make sure that you understand that this is a huge part of you. And if you're dysregulated here, everything else will be dysregulated as well. So it's a command center, and it sends and receives messages, so it goes both ways, between your brain, your spinal cord, and the rest of your body. We can't forget fascia. So when you're actually looking at your body itself, your nervous system is an expensive and extensive network. Expensive because if it's not regulated properly, you are losing an enormous amount of energy. And that energy, it's really hard to replenish. Extensive is because literally every single cell or every single tissue in your body is connected to your nervous system. And fascia is what we call an organ, which contains more than 250 neurons. 250,000 1,000 neurons, sorry. And it's one of the most electrical organs within your body. And fascia is crucial communicator between your nervous system, outside environment, and your inside environment nervous system. And it influences everything, your hormones, your thoughts, your emotions, and everything that's also suppressed in the body. So what is suppressed in the body, we call suppressed emotions. And when we look at depression, is literally depressed energy, which is suppressed emotion, thoughts, beliefs, anything that has not been processed. So depression is literally just an accumulation of energy that has not been processed. So make sure that you understand that part as well, not just treating it physically. Yeah. So what does the nervous system contain? These are just basic structures. Fascia is what the new research is showing and what is literally practically being shown. It's influencing our nervous system extensively. So the nervous system is literally built from a central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. So central nervous system is literally your brain, your spinal cord, which processes and interprets your information through the body. Yeah, this is how your body communicates with the brain and the rest of the body. And then peripheral nervous system is literally a big nervous system that has a sub-nervous system called autonomic nervous system. So autonomic nervous system is a big system which we don't have any effect on. It literally runs in the background. It's something that's controlling your involuntary functions, like your breathing, digestion, and heart rate. Yeah. And that system is then divided into two systems, which are key parts of the autonomic system, which is sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. So these two systems have been talked about in nervous system regulation quite extensively. Why? And with the right to do that, because sympathetic nervous system governs the fight and flight response, which is, or even freeze response, sometimes even fawn response. So fight and flight response, it actually, what we are supposed to instinctively do, it prepares our body to actually handle stress. But if that stress is overwhelming, then normally we freeze. So normally we would go fight and flight, either we would fight the tiger or we flee from the tiger. But when there's too much stimuli and there's too much intensity, our body can actually go into freeze response. So some animals do that, they pretend to be dead. Yeah, so we literally just freeze. Fawn response is when we tend to please. So if you have been a people pleaser, that is a fawn response of your nervous system, meaning that it's not natural for you to actually please others by literally suppressing your own needs. Fawn response is when we are afraid that by actually opening up or being me, us, or literally showing that we exist, that we would actually be either punished or something bad would happen. So we need to understand that there's a trauma behind suppressed emotion or not unprocessed energy that needs to be looked at in order to actually regulate your nervous system back to balance. Parasympathetic nervous system is actually the most important nervous system that we need, because that's where our regulation happens. This is where nervous system, when it's dysregulated, we need to actually focus on the parasympathetic nervous system to actually go back into the rest and digest process. Yeah. So rest and digest means that the blood flow through the body that has been in the fight and flight response being utilized in the limbs, in the muscles, in the brain, in the lungs, yeah, is now being slowly brought back into rest and digest, and slowly brought back into digestive system, your reproductive organs, and other parts of the body that need regeneration. Because when you need to, run away from a tiger, you won't need to reproduce. When you run away from a tiger, you won't need to digest anything. So you need to understand that the body still works as a primal body. It works on an instinct. This is how our bodies are made. And no matter if we live in a Western society, this is still how we function. So we need to understand the basics. So in the rest and digest system and phase of our being, which is where we should be existing 95% of the time, yeah, which is not normal like we do in today's world, this system helps you relax. It helps you heal, and restore the balance. This is where regeneration happens. This is where every cell is replaced. This is every cell in every organ is replaced in certain time. Yeah, so if you would be always in the rest and digest system, you would actually be a new person, because every 7 years you would have all new cells in the body. But because we're not in rest and digest system, then unfortunately we are majority of time in fight and flight, and that makes healing and regeneration harder. So this is the foundation of the nervous system, so we understand what's going on. Of course, all of that is connected through your spinal cord. All of that is connected to the energetics of your field. Yeah, so you are sensing everything through a sensory system, which is a part of the nervous system. You're also sensing things, and what's not processed, it's influencing your thoughts and emotions through fascia. So those are all the system, a part of the nervous system, that are also influencing the regulation of nervous system. And why is that important? Because all of those are charged and go back into your chakras, they go back into your bioenergetic field. And you are literally emanating like a light, that frequency out into the environment, and you're attracting those frequency back to you, because frequency like frequency, so frequency likes frequency, and the same frequencies connect. So you're literally projecting everything into your environment. Okay, dysregulated system, what it is, how it happens. So why do we get a dysregulated nervous system? Well, there's few reasons. Our nervous system can get triggers. Yeah, so the triggers that either come from the inside environment or the outside environment is what actually is agitating your nervous system. So there's two ways. We can have acute triggers, or you can have gradual triggers. So acute triggers are literally those sudden responses, yeah, intense stresses or traumatic events, like a car accident, or I don't know, somebody scares you when you're really young and your nervous system is agitated, yeah, and if you don't regulate it, that could be a trauma, just letting you know. So, and then gradual means that it's an ongoing, slow simmering trigger, yeah, so meaning that it's a prolonged exposure to a chronic stress or unhealthy lifestyle factors. Yeah, so that means that if we don't have enough nutrients, if we don't have enough air, we don't have enough exercise, we don't have enough sleep is crucial for nervous system, we are actually stressing our nervous system and agitating our nervous system, and that can prolong the stressor and actually agitate our nervous system to the point we can actually get anxiety just by doing that. Or if you're not sleeping regularly properly, that can also stress your body. So make sure that you are aware of yourself, you're looking around yourself, you're looking within yourself, and you reflect on that. So what triggers can also be, agitating your nervous system? Chronic stress. So if you don't actually understand how to regulate your nervous system and regulate your breath, then it's really going to be hard to not have a dysregulated nervous system. And that will affect a lot of things. Trauma. I don't like to use the word trauma, but that's the only way other people understand. For me, trauma and dealing with the trauma, I don't like to relive things, because the nervous system gets more agitated. So I like to work with fascia, and I like to work with frequency in order to actually shift the frequency instead of reliving the trauma, because the nervous system is already agitated, and the more we relive things, the harder the nervous system will regulate. So because there's no safe space. But trauma, any physical, emotional trauma, mental trauma, can trigger your nervous system to be dysregulated chronically. Adverse childhood experiences, of course, genetic predisposition. So that doesn't mean you are your genes. Genetic predisposition means, because genes are part of your DNA, and genes are literally frequency. So when you have a mother or a father, it doesn't really matter, but mothers, because they carry children, they affect the gene expression within the body of their baby more often, because they're exposed to the baby is exposed to that environment in a prolonged position. So genetic predisposition just means that your mother could have had an anxiety or a lot of stress when she was carrying you, or there was a relationship issue, that was stressful, and that actually just turned on certain genes when you were growing in the oven, of your mother's belly, and it actually gives you a predisposition of dysregulated nervous system. Through epigenetics, we are able to turn off and on the genes within our DNA. And that can be done with nutrition, that can be done with frequency, that can be done with so many other things, including fascia releases. And stem cells activation. So there's so many things you can do, but that doesn't mean you can't shift it, just letting you know. And that also means that you are still involved to do things, and you need to take personal responsibility. Okay, then we have lifestyle factors like poor diet. Not enough protein in your diet can actually lift your inflammation. And of course, it can also affect your insulin levels and glucose spikes. And if you have that for a long time, then what happens is you have high inflammation. And that inflammation literally agitates your nervous system, because insulin is a hormone that actually is produced by the stimulation or lack of nervous system. So we need to understand that their poor diet, not enough exercise, no detoxification, or if you have too many toxins outside of your environment and not cleaning out your body, and you're not sleeping deeply enough, you will be agitated. And your sugar levels will be different, your food choices will be completely different if you're not sleeping enough. So make sure that you have healthy diet. Underlying health conditions, of course, that was probably, if you have health conditions, was certain things that caused it before. So of course that will influence the nervous system. But that you need to track it back to the core. So, and then of course, environmental toxins and stresses. Everybody in today's world, Western world, we don't live in a circadian rhythm. And as soon as we are out of circadian rhythm, you are stressing your nervous system. Just letting you know. Nutrient deficiency, not enough minerals. 99.999% of people around the world are nutrient deficient, and especially mineral deficient. So make sure that you have enough minerals in your body and enough nutrients to build new blocks. Okay, symptoms of a dysregulated system. So how do we understand when we are out and about and living our life, not aware of what's going on in the body? How do we understand when is our nervous system dysregulated? And of course, we're going to look at what to do in order to actually balance it. So symptoms could be anxiety, but they could be literally just irritation. You can have constant anxiety, constant irritation, or feeling of being on the edge. Always like literally feeling like you're cringing, or you're literally squeezing your belly, or you're squeezing your stomach. Anything that squeezes your muscle is irritation of the nervous system. I'm not saying when you're doing weights, but literally when you are squeezing and tightening up your body. And even when, for example, things are well, but you still feel, kind of unhinged. Of course, chronic health issues, that come up, pains, aches, digestive problems. So anything literally in the body that for nervous system dysregulation starts in digestion, because digestion in the digestive tract is interconnected with the vagus nerve, and vagus nerve is literally the largest within the digestive tract, and it will, anything that is out of balance in the gut will influence your nervous system instantly. So the microbiome in your gut will also be on your skin. So if your gut is out of balance, you will have skin issues. And of course, if your gut is out of balance, your liver will be overwhelmed, and then the kidneys will be overwhelmed, and then again, you're going to have skin issues. So you will also have, as soon as there's a gut issue and there's a circulation and a detoxification issue, you will have inflammation. So when you have inflammation, you will feel aches and pains within the body. So the higher the inflammation, the worse the pain will be. So you need to actually figure out, not just if you have pain in the body, you need to say, okay, pain in the body is inflammation, but where is it coming from? And normally it starts with the gut every single time. So you need to go back to the root cause. You need to go to the gut and then see what's really happening in the limited or local areas of your body to see deeper if there's something else that you can shift. Chronic fatigue, so nervous system dysregulation, influences your adrenal glands, and adrenal glands are directly connected to the HPA axis, which is literally your brain, your kidneys, your thyroid. So that means that the whole nervous system is dysregulated. Yeah. And if you have chronic fatigue, you need to figure out how to actually sleep better, because otherwise you're going to have energy slumps, which is like after 3 p.m. you would want to go to bed, or you just feel like you're really tired. And if you drink coffee, that will make it even worse, because coffee is toxic for the liver and it's toxic for your nervous system and adrenal glands. So if you're trying to regulate your nervous system and really balance it and heal it, get off coffee. Just letting you know. I know you don't want to hear it, but just letting you know, it's your decision. Okay, so then we have high sensitivities to sensory stimuli and other people's emotional states. So I'm sorry, this is my opinion, and please take it or leave it, your choice. But a word empath does not mean that you are just intuitive. Majority of time, in my experience, is 90% of time, your nervous system is so dysregulated that you don't have energetic boundaries. So you are actually losing energy by just being around people. So you're depleted because you are actually, your nervous system is so sensitive and so aware and alert that you are non-stop losing energy and minerals within the physical body by just sensing others. So you need to build your strong nervous system in order to actually have an energetic boundary. Remember, nervous system charges your bioenergetic field. Your bioenergetic field is your energetic boundary, because that means that you have your own space. And if you don't have your own space, then you are actually taking on everybody else's energy. And you don't want to do that, because it's going to influence your physical health. And you're going to be also really agitated with a lot of noise and stimuli around you. It's going to be really overwhelming to handle. Also, sleep disturbances. If you wake up throughout the night all the time, you can't get to bed, or you sleep, I don't know, you fall asleep really late at night. Those are all signs of your nervous system being out of balance. And when your nervous system is out of balance, your circadian rhythm will also be out of balance, vice versa. Also, mood swings, irritability, difficulty regulating emotions. So if you start, I don't know, something triggers you and you start hyperventilating and you can't stop, that means it's your nervous system is too agitated, and you need to actually heal that and take focus on that before anything else, in order to help your body function on a day-to-day basis, so you can actually regulate your emotions. Because if you can't regulate your emotions, you can't get to the root cause of that trigger. You can't actually heal the physical body. And then, of course, attention and concentration problems, brain fog, yeah? Or you start forgetting words, or trouble focusing on one task, yeah? Or you have like multitasking stuff. If you want to heal your nervous system, and if it's already dysregulated, please stop multitasking, because multitasking will agitate your nervous system intensely. So focus on one task, do blocks, like do an hour and a half or 50 minutes, and then put a reminder on your phone to get up for by 5 minutes, 10 minutes, do some squats, get your body moving in order to actually regulate your nervous system, because you need to discharge that energy in front of computer, in front of the book, or whatever you've been doing, because you've been amping up that energy in the body, and now you need to discharge it. So if you don't, what you're doing, you're building up inflammation in the body. Also, muscle tension. Yeah, muscle tension. If your muscles are really tight, yeah, you can't move, you don't have flexibility, you have headaches from like the back part of your brain up to here, that's nervous system connection with tight muscles. If your headaches are at the front, that is the gut connection. Yeah, liver and gut. So we need to understand that the body gives us signals of what we need. So if you have the back, that's definitely nervous system and tension, which comes from the tension of the nervous system. But here is the gut, but they're connected anyway. Of course, digestive issues. will always start with headaches, and normally they start here, come here, go up here. Heightened stress responses, yeah, like you have 1,000 things to do, you don't have enough time, and you feel overwhelmed, and you kind of fidget, become fidgety, and you kind of move yourself and you don't finish anything, and you kind of start breathing from the top of your lungs, yeah, your breath is up here instead of literally in the belly. Those are signs of dysregulated nervous system. Weakened immune system, frequently catching colds, flus, feeling run down, you can't get out of bed in the morning. That is a dysregulated nervous system, because the nervous system, when it's really agitated and the gut is not balanced, your immune system drops, because 70% of your immune system is in your gut. 75% of your serotonin, which is a happy hormone that actually influences your nervous system, as well as your emotional well-being and moods, is also produced in the gut. So we need to understand that everything comes back to the gut, where our digestion, assimilation, integration, everything happens emotionally, physically, mentally, energetically. So if you get constipated, ask yourself, food first, bacteria second, emotions. So what are you doing? Are you letting go? Are you releasing? You're not releasing. How are you dealing with certain things around you? What have you been eating? Have you been working on your microbiome? All of those things are related, and stress influences your digestion intensely. So make sure that you are aware of your body and what's really going on. Okay. So what about if we don't do anything? And we've been dysregulated for years and years and years. Do you see all these things on the list? All of them are connected to nervous system dysregulation. And majority of them, probably you get certain medication prescribed, or you get things looked at only from a symptom perspective. We need to understand that if your nervous system is out of balance, non-stop, you will develop any of these on a physical, emotional, mental, and energetic levels. So make sure that you take care of your body first before you start, just masking the symptoms. So to answer your question, if you have any of these things, yeah, and you want to balance and regulate your nervous system, it's not going to happen tomorrow. So reality is, especially with women, men about 1 month to 2 months, but women, we probably need about 3 months to actually start seeing the relief of the dysregulation symptoms. So this is physical. If you would just do physical exercises, somatic things, tools to actually support your nervous system, about 1 to 2 months, 3 months for women, I would say, that's my experience, to actually see the relief. So you need to be consistent. Nervous system is really delicate, and it really needs your nourishment and dedication to yourself. After about 4 to 6 months, you get more anchored results, like you can see a bit more resilience within the body. And then about 8 to 12 months, so within a year, you actually resolve the deeper issues. You can actually see the results and the changes within the body, the physical, the emotional, the mental. You can actually see yourself changing into a different person. My experience healing my nervous system, and that's been since I was 20 years and almost died, my nervous system was a wreck. I went through a war. I went through a really abusive family relationship. My nervous system was non-stop on. And I still today need to actually regulate it daily, because although I feel a lot of it, there's things that come up like old emotions that have been suppressed for a long time and energetically they trigger. I need to take the time to literally focus on regulating my nervous system so I don't drop back where my nervous system used to be. Does that take me long? No. Now I can do it within an hour. Yeah, but you need to understand that you need to take time, because if your nervous system has been, I don't want to say damaged, but affected, you will need to nourish it. Because unless you want to go live on an island where you don't have any stress and you can just look at the stars and the sun, yeah? And you don't have any disturbances within your life. So make sure that you're patient with yourself and make sure that you keep doing the routines, because nervous system loves routines. Why? Because nervous system is connected to your ego, and ego needs safety in order to release. And in order to release, the nervous system then calms down. But if you don't have a structure, if you don't have a routine, then your nervous system won't feel safe. So you need to create a safe space for your nervous system in order to actually start healing. So if you're just going to apply things here and there, you're not going to see results. This is a dedication to yourself. And I think that's what's missing in society, in my view. But we could change that. If you decide for yourself that's something you want to do, you're more than welcome to. Okay, so what's the nervous system reset? Why do we need it? And what system do we need to actually look at supporting? So nervous system reset means just bringing your dysregulated nervous system back into balance and homeostasis. That could happen just by breath. So for those of you who have children and you're practicing an awareness parenting, when your kids are out of balance and the nervous system is out of reach, they're crying, they're screaming. If you ever try this, if you haven't tried, you by literally saying nothing, just standing next to your child and breathing consciously into your belly, literally holding the space and being grounded, you will see your child in about a minute to 3 minutes to calm down completely. Why? Because our heart has a bioenergetic field. And when we actually calm down, we are sending the frequency of peace, safety, and calm to our child. Majority of us, for those of you who I envy you and you had the most beautiful childhood, but for majority of us, we never had that regulation by our parent. That means that we were living dysregulated every single day. And when we calm down, we actually never calm down because the nervous system never felt safe. So we are now in a position where we need to do our own reset and reparent our inner child and our nervous system in every situation, so we can actually come back to balance and into homeostasis on a regular basis. So why do we want to do a reset? What would that give us on a regular basis? Well, when we do a reset, meaning we calm down our nervous system on a regular basis, and then we actually shift it, so our nervous system becomes regulated normally every single day, we reduce chronic stress. And chronic stress, we know it influences the health of our cells, because oxidation changes our cells into becoming older and older really fast, and we lose energy with that. And our prolonged stress also keeps our body in a fight and flight response, leading to burnout and non-stop inflammation, which you can't get rid of. We also improve emotional regulation, so we don't get triggered so much, we don't explode. And yet it's okay to feel anger, it's okay to feel all of the emotions. But the explosive emotions, although they're there to protect us, because anger is an active emotion and is a healthy emotion, it also takes a huge toll on our energy, meaning we deplete and lose energy, we leak energy. And by having a balanced nervous system, it actually helps us to manage emotions differently. We have more compassion, we have a different perspective of the world, and we are more effective in our responses to what's going on. And we also are reducing anxiety, and also we don't have as much mood swings, those huge waves. We also enhance our sleep quality. So the more we calm down our nervous system, the easier it is to sleep, the more melatonin we produce, and the deeper the sleep becomes. Why do we need a deeper sleep? Because the deeper sleep actually does the regeneration and detoxification of our organs, so everything is done properly, nothing actually gets stopped. So for example, if you go to bed at midnight, you are losing the golden 2 hours of regeneration, because the first 2 hours from 10 to midnight are actually the regenerative hours before your body goes into detox. So if you don't sleep in those 2 hours, your body will try to sleep and detox and work at the same time from midnight forward, and you're not going to actually regenerate properly. So make sure that you are going with the rhythm of your body. And when you regulate the nervous system, that makes it much easier. It also will support digestion and immunity. The stronger our nervous system is, the better our digestion is, the better the microbiome is, because if we have high inflammation, then the bacteria in the gut changes. So for example, if anybody has high candida, candida is a bacteria that actually lives in our body naturally. Yeah, it's actually useful, because candida is a bacteria that's the only bacteria in our body, beside the parasites, if we don't have enough stomach acids, that actually can digest toxins. So if you are ingesting a lot of toxins, the candida will grow in order to protect you, in order to protect your body. So if you have high candida, you need to change the environment, because then when you change the environment of the gut, your immune system goes up, your body goes into a better, lighter state, and your skin clears up, your hormones and your emotions and your moods will change. And with digestion, again, we actually activate the parasympathetic nervous system, so we are more in the rest and digest system area level of our body, meaning that we digest food and we absorb more nutrients. So we have more building blocks to actually regenerate. We also boost energy and mental clarity, so better focus with regulated nervous system, because if we are in contraction, in a fight and flight response, which is contraction of the body, so all the muscles contract in the body to push the blood through your limbs so you can run, there's not enough oxygen that comes to your brain. So if you ever had this experience when you have really an anxious feeling, sometimes you get a bit of dizzy. Yeah, that's because there's not enough oxygen coming to your brain. So if you are in that constant state, your brain's not getting enough oxygen. So what you're doing, you're literally killing your neurons. So make sure that you are in the rest and digest state, so you actually allowing your body to build new neurons instead of kill them. And of course, you get more energy as well. So the systems in the body that are a part of the nervous system and a part of the nervous system communication that need our support, and we can support them. So this doesn't have to be really intense. I'm going to give you in-depth programs. I'm going to show you how to find them, but I'm going to also give you some simple approaches. Yeah, so you can start doing that daily. So the central nervous system is the big part, and there are two things in the central nervous system that I always like to look at and support when I'm balancing the nervous system: the amygdala and the vagus nerve. The amygdala is our fear response. So, and it pumps out all the adrenaline and all the cortisol and all the stress hormones. Signals adrenal glands to do that. And it's really important to calm the amygdala down. And there's programs to do that, to actually balance the nervous system and the amygdala itself. The vagus nerve is the largest nerve in the body. It's a wandering nerve. It goes through the stem of your brain down along your neck and then through your lungs, and literally reaches out into the gut. Vagus nerve is involved in everything, yes? So it literally is the only nerve that connects every single organ in the body. Yes, correct. So we need to understand that it's a communication system that if it's broken, we don't have a good communication. That means that the information doesn't travel properly. Then we have our autonomic nervous system, which is sympathetic and parasympathetic. So if you are still in a fight and flight response, please do not force yourself to go rest and digest. So you need to actually calm down the fight and flight response before you practice the rest and digest. And I'm going to give you programs for that. Of course, and then we have endocrine, respiratory, cardiovascular, muscular system, fascia and sensory system. So I'm going to give you all the programs. I'm not going to go through all the programs with you today. I'm going to give you this. You can get it in the group, and you can look at it. But you can find these programs literally in your Healy Advisor search app, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But before we go there, some tools. Why do I recommend extra tools? Because when we use frequency influences neurons and electricity in the body, which are a part of the nervous system. But if you do not discharge, you will agitate your nervous system more. So this is really a balancing act. People come to me and with my clients and they say, but I'm running all this, bed rest, I'm running the adrenal glands, I'm running this and this and this. And I'm like, and I'm literally asking them, do you ground? Do you exercise? Do you do anything to actually release the energy out of the physical body? And they go, no. It's like, okay, and how do you feel? Yeah, even more agitated. Yes, you are going to feel even more agitated if you're running just frequency and not doing anything else in order to discharge whatever unprocessed energy that you're moving within your nervous system. And that means your chakras, your meridians, your bioenergetic field, your mental and the heart field, everything is connected to the nervous system. So I'm giving you some really simple exercises, tools, in order for you to calm down your nervous system and calm down your fight and flight response. My favorite is 4-7-8 breath work. So it's literally just inhalation in 4, hold on 7, and literally exhale counting to 8. Yeah. So this literally activates your parasympathetic nervous system and calms down your fight and flight response. If this is not possible, your lungs are not there, you are too stressed, then do a box breathing, 4x4x4x4. It's really easy. And literally it's a rhythmic, anything that's rhythmic actually calms down your nervous system. So anything that creates a rhythm, that's why babies sleep with white noise. Anything that creates a rhythm calms down the nervous system. Cold exposure. If you have cold rivers, get in them. Yeah, if you can't get into that, do a cold shower. If you can't do that, splash your face with cold water and put your wrists underneath the cold water or tap. Yeah, so those are really important activations. Of course, grounding. So barefoot on the ground, ideally go into the ocean, because when you go into the ocean, because of all the minerals and ions in the ocean, you literally discharge instantly. Of course, meditation. If you're meditating and actively using visualization to bring positive feelings within the body, you are calming nervous system down. Nourishing nutrition. Please eat a lot of protein, be it plant-based protein, animal protein, doesn't really matter. Just lower the amount of carbohydrates, ideally small amounts. Yeah. And also vegetables that are high in carbohydrates, also dairy. Yeah. Dairy is protein, but it's carbohydrate. I call it a carbohydrate protein because it still has sugar in it and it activates your insulin levels. Why is insulin important for the nervous system? Did you know that insulin is actually a circadian rhythm hormone? So it literally works with your circadian rhythm. It rises when you wake up with sunlight. And if you don't eat in the morning with sunlight within an hour, your body will go into stress and you will agitate your nervous system and your body will start producing cortisol instead of serotonin or progesterone for women or testosterone for men. So you are actually teaching your body, if you're not eating with circadian rhythm, that it's okay to have glucose spikes, because then your body will want sugar or want carbohydrates or want not healthy fats, which will actually give it energy. So make sure that you are eating with circadian rhythm, because otherwise you are depleting your body even more and agitating your nervous system. And that's going to wreck your hormones as well. Physical movement, if you're not walking at least 45 minutes a day, gentle walk, 45 minutes, getting your body in movement, it's important. Vagus nerve stimulation. There's few things you can do for vagus nerve. There's a great program we have on Mag Healy, which I love immensely. But things that you can do to stimulate the vagus nerve is humming. Yeah. So either your beautiful Indian people, you know how to do the yeah, or you can just hum. I like to just sing. Like for me, I just hum my songs throughout the day. I just literally go and I hum myself, and my partner goes, "Are you talking to me?" I'm just humming all the time because I know this is something that brings me joy, and it actually stimulates my nervous system and my serotonin. Gargling, you can do that too, or chewing ice. Yeah, so chewing ice will activate your jaw, which literally connects to your vagus nerve. So if you actually want a massage, you can do that. You can chew ice, or you can yawn, and then you can massage behind your ear, and you can massage both sides, and that will literally stimulate your vagus nerve. While you're doing that, you can also look left and right or directly in diagonal. That will also activate your vagus nerve. Sleep. If you do all of the above and you're not sleeping and you're not taking care of your sleep, nothing's going to happen. It's all wasted because sleep is crucial. I know it's so simple. It's crucial for your nervous system. If you're not sleeping well, then start with sleep first. And frequency therapy. Frequency can help to really balance your body and help you shift things within your body and bring your body back into in-tunement in harmony. Yeah? Okay, don't get scared. There's a lot of programs here. Yeah? You don't have to know all of them. Yeah? I've gave you things that I've used before, things that I've literally went through, but I'm going to show you how to do this. So this is our beautiful app. It's our Heal Advisor search app. So I know all of you from end of 2023 or 2022, I think it was 2023, but it doesn't matter. Anyone that has this app already and you can use it, you can log in, you have it. You got it with your Healer when you bought it. But anyone that has old resonance or, you had your Healy for a while, you don't have this app. You can buy it if you want to, but I've gave you programs here if you don't have the app. Yeah, so these are literally from the app. I will give you my favorite ones. But what I literally did is I went into the Heal Advisor search app, which is the white app, and you go onto the search icon on the bottom, and you literally just write at the top. I didn't write harmony nerves too. I write central nervous system, or I write amygdala, or I write vagus nerve. And it gives me a list of things, a list of different lists of programs that are named Harmony Nerves 2 or Harmony Nerves 1, or they're named Harmony Breathing or Connective Tissue. Yeah. So depending on what you're searching, sometimes you'll have program package number, whatever, because for compliance, we can't say that this is this, but just choose the top one. If the top one comes animal programs, then choose the second one. Yeah. But what you do, you actually get a list of programs here, and then you can pop it into your schedule if you want to. Otherwise, you can just click on them and go from this app to the pink app and run it. So I gave you exactly the list of programs here that I've used. These are my programs that I have actually used before, yeah, for regulating my nervous system. And I will give you a screenshot of that in the group as well. If you don't know how to use the app, please let me know. I've showed it many times before, but at the end in the questions, I can show you. So this is what I would like you to focus on. So if you would like to literally start regulating your nervous system, have patience, be kind with yourself. I do need to remind you this. When you start regulating your nervous system, emotions will start coming up. Because when you started bringing things back to balance, the agitation of you always being in this agitated mode will bring out triggers of what is keeping you in that agitated mode. So you need to be aware to actually face those emotions, and you can do that really simply and easily. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy peasy to work with them. No, you can look at them and you can transform them. Just be mindful to not go and hook on them. Yeah, so watch them like you're an observer and literally watch your thoughts and emotions pass. So you don't actually hook on something and go, oh my God, this is happening to me. But okay, I'm feeling this, I can see you. I'm feeling this, I can see you. And why am I feeling this? So asking questions to go deeper. But there are modules that I want to share with you what I use in order to actually go deeper. So you can go into the root cause, transform that, and then balance that with Healy programs. So there are a few things that I actually focus on, and I would love you to focus on to actually start balancing your nervous system. So first is your core nervous system regulation, which is your nerve harmony. You can have bioenergetic harmony 1, you can do digital nutrition, you can do bioenergetic vitalization, you can do meridians. Yeah, you can do them interchangeably. My favorite ones are bioenergetic 1 and bioenergetic vitalization and digital nutrition. Those 3 are my favorite. Brain harmony is for anyone that has brain fog or things like you feel like you can't connect certain emotions or feel like you're kind of disconnected. Yeah, because that happens when we have trauma, we actually disconnect things in the brain. So brain harmony is really good. I love the digital nutrition brain harmony because it has the minerals and vitamins in there, which I really love. Of course, balance, gold cycles are really good. If you're really fatigued and tired, exhaustion, either exhaustion systematic or digital nutrition, both are great. Lately, since I had my MAG, I've been using MAG, and I'll share the MAG Healy programs as well. And then stress reduction and emotional regulation. So if you have a lot of stress, make sure that you run either Gold Cycle Care, I love the hormone harmony, so bioenergetic 1. I ran the digital nutrition maybe every second day, yeah, for the hormone harmony. And I love the pineal gland in the bioenergetic vitalization. So those are really, really good to activate and balance your stress levels. I love also MAG Healy. I combine it with MAG. And MAG is my favorite, is the McMaken programs, because they work just, I can't tell you, but it's just magic. Like seriously, it's magic on the nervous system. Of course, circulation, if you feel like things are not moving, then of course, pure energy in the deep cycle is great. Activation in job, coherence. You can also do circulation in bioenergetic harmony as well if you need to. If you have a lot of detoxing to do, these are some programs to run, but I would encourage you to look at the training for the detox that we did last year, because you'll have more information, because detox needs to happen really slowly and gradually, because you need to start healing the gut, and then you need to look at the circulation in the lymph, and then you need to look at the liver. So there's like stages of it, yeah, because you need to regenerate your bacteria. If your muscles are really tight and you feel like fascia is really holding things on, what I did is I did fascia work. One is stretching the fascia, the other one is pressuring the fascia. So it's 2 different techniques. The stretching I've shared before with Human Garage. You can stretch your fascia and really, really stretch the energy out. The other one is pressure. So it's literally using your body and pressuring certain points on the body to actually release the tension within the body. And you go through a 2-minute interval. If anybody wants to know more about that, I can share it in a group. And then, of course, immune system, respiratory system, breath of life, lymphatic system in the meridians, defense, which is the bioenergetic harmony 1, or defense, digital nutrition. Those are really important. MAG Healy programs that I love to use. Emotions in McMaken. So if you are really sensitive and you call yourself empath and your nervous system is quite dysregulated and you take on a lot of other people's stuff, emotions in McMaken is amazing. So if you are taking on people's stuff, emotions will literally clear your energetic field of anything that's not yours, and it literally takes off the burden. Then now I just run the sleep program, because I've been doing my regulation of nervous system for a long time. But I used to run vagus nerve first, because they're all 30-minute program, and then sleep McMaken afterwards, right after the vagus nerve. And that will help me literally release the nervous system before bed and then sleep deeper throughout the night to actually help regenerate. You can also use body comfort, which is lowering the inflammation in the body, in the McMaken. Head harmony, sleep and balance body in the classical, those are really good too. So a mini protocol before we finish. I know we've been long, but this is what I do. You can do it if you want to. If you want to go deeper, let me know. I do have a deeper protocols if you want to have those. But I find, oh, sorry, that's a mistake in typo. I actually have a space for my meditation. So I normally, when I started regulating my nervous system, what I did, I went into my space for meditation. I did 10 to 15 minutes of fascia work to actually activate the circulation and activate my nervous system. I then actually did breath work, humming afterwards, and then I went into meditation and I applied my Healy program. The Healy program can be the programs that you use, and you use them on coil or bracelets. Yeah, so if your nervous system is really agitated, please do not use bracelets more than one program per day, because otherwise you're going to agitate your nervous system even more. So mag Healy or coil are actually ideal. If you want to go deeper and actually look at the emotional part and mental part, the modules that I used and I really love them are the aura, because it's directly connected to your nervous system. The meridian module, the new meridian module on the mag, if you have it, just loving it even more and more now, doing the sessions, and it just blows my mind. And then the coaching program to actually shift the beliefs to help your nervous system feel safer. So those are the things. You don't have to do them every day. Choose one, whatever you have, and do it for a month and see what happens and play with it. And you can either, in meditation, if you don't have enough time, just vibrate the module, the resonance module, instead of the program, and use the program throughout the day. So make it flexible for yourself. And even the breath work and stuff, that could be like 20 minutes, 25 minutes max. Even if you don't do the fascia, before the meditation, for me, I found it really works because I activate the nervous system and I discharge. But if it doesn't work for you and you only have like 50 minutes in the morning, then do some breath work and humming, and then just vibrate and do the meditation, and then do the rest throughout the day. Make it flexible for you. But if you do not do any somatic exercises, you're just vibrating, you're not going to shift anything within the body. And make sure that you have plenty of nutrients, so you eat healthy, yeah? Not just you're healthy, but enough protein, not a lot of carbohydrates, and also limiting dairy. So make sure that you're not agitating your insulin and your nervous system even more, yeah, and you're taking care of your gut. But that is a process, yeah. So make sure that you take care of yourself and you're kind to yourself and you're patient. Okay, I think I'm done. Questions? If we go, I know nervous system is such a huge. Every time I do it, it's just a lot. So if you have any questions, just pop your hand up. I'll go into the chat if there's anything else that I need to look at. Okay, dokie. If I don't read your questions or anything, just pop your hand up. So if I don't see it in the chat, build your box to support your natural structure. Yes. And you can even. Okay. Okay, so itching, is it like skin itching? So if you do have that liver condition, if your liver is overwhelmed, in this case, I will definitely look at the liver and the detox. But if it's itching coming up on the skin, then that will definitely be overload of the toxins. So the liver is the one that actually processes toxins first, hormones second. So if there's too much toxins, you can't come to the hormones at all. So if the gut is overwhelmed, then the liver will be overwhelmed, then the kidneys will be overwhelmed. So if you do have that liver condition already, then you need to look at the gut and you need to look at the liver and the kidneys. So you need to support that before you look at the skin. Yeah, because that will actually resolve the skin. Um, I'm glad it makes sense. Multitasking is a myth. Yes, it is a myth. It's just draining. Yeah, Pomodoro is great. For me, it doesn't work. I'm a block person. So for me, I have a really high concentration. And for me, I need to block 2, 3 hours and I can't have a pause. If I have a pause, that's just me. Yeah. If I have a pause, I completely lose the thread and I don't do anything. So for me, I need blocks of time, but everybody's different. So you need to try different techniques. So the liver, I would encourage you to actually look at the detoxification training that we did last year for any liver connection support. Do the one first thing, intention, rest, regulation, nervous. Yes. You need to dedicate that to yourself. 478 also holding for 4 after exhaling. You can hold for 4 after exhaling. I just like to exhale. So if you do 478, I like to exhale completely and then inhale right away. So I can push the air in to get more oxygen and expand my lungs. But if you feel like holding, do that. It's your choice. Yes, please don't, for head harmony on Meg, do not put it on your head. Never put Meg Healy on your head or on your heart, because it's a magnetic field and it works on a structured water. Structured water is within your blood. So you want to have it on the belly or next to you. Yeah. So if the belly is too strong, pop it next to you. It still creates a magnetic field of 1.5 meters each way. It's still going to benefit your body. Yeah. So if your nervous system is sensitive, just put it next to your body. Fascia relief. Yes, I'll share that in the group. McMaken, you mentioned emotions. I don't have that. Did I miss that? Okay, so McMaken, Viva, it's in the McMaken list of programs number 2. So sleep is at the top. Emotions is, I think, 1 under. It just says emotions, and that's an amazing program. I used to run energy clearing, but when I actually tested emotion, amazing. After 10 minutes, if I go into a shopping center, like for me, I process a lot of things through my body. So if I don't take on other people's emotions, but I feel the pressure. So if I go to a shopping center and I can feel the pressure of all the, lately this week for the cycle, all the fear circus, I just go in and in the car and I pop the Meg Healy in the car on the emotions, like 10 minutes in, like I feel really clear and lighter. So that's my experience, but you test it for yourself. Yeah, I'll share the fascia, not a problem. Thank you so much for your awesome technique. Meditation and God bless. Yeah, perfect. Yoga pranayama session. There is kind of breathing technique called Brahmi. Yeah, where we touch the palate of the mouth. Yep, you have tongue with closing your eyes and practicing breathing, humming with the sound. Yep. That's all connected to your nervous system. You guys know it already. So it's just implementation and for regain memory. Okay, so memory so there's few things with memory, right? It can be connected to your nervous system. If it is connected to your nervous system, you have learning program on Healy. There's a lot of programs in there. One of them is memory. Yeah, so otherwise what you can do is balance your nervous system and you get more oxygen into your brain. Breath work, and then if you want to, head harmony in Meg or brain harmony in digital nutrition, and pineal gland in bioenergetic vitalization. Those are really good. Breathing problem, yeah, well, then you can use breath through the mouth. So breath through the mouth is even deeper. So you actually are activating. So just make sure that you're not doing fast breaths through the mouth if your nervous system is dysregulated, because you are going to agitate your nervous system and bring trauma up. So make sure that if you're breathing through the mouth, you are breathing in a rhythmic breath. Yeah, so you're literally calming down the nervous system. Vibration, you mean like resonance? If you use Healy in vibration, I mean if you use resonance on Healy, of course resonance works, it's beautiful. How we can contact you for having some protocol? You can always contact me in the group if you want anything. More fascia risks. Yeah, I'll share fascia without a problem. Program be taken cervical, but and nervous system damaged and impact respiratory muscles. Okay, what about if the nervous system is damaged and impacted respiratory muscles? I'm not a doctor. I can't answer that in a way that, will tell you exactly what to do. But this is my opinion and my opinion only. My experience within my body is that anything in the body can be transformed. I don't like to use healed and reversed because it's not. It's the body. You are changing frequency and you are allowing the body to shift the healing of the organs with you. So when I was healing my body, when I had endometriosis and when I almost died at 20, I started healing my body from a perspective of what I felt already when things were healed. So I was not forcing my body, I need to fix something. I was just allowing my body to accept the love and the compassion within whatever existed in the quantum field already. I hope this makes sense. So it's literally me teleporting myself in this moment into the future, which is not the future, everything is right now. So I was literally tapping into the emotion and the thoughts of who I was in that moment when everything was in balance. So this is my opinion. I truly believe that anything can be transformed. It just happens in a way that we need to listen to our intuition and need to go within, not just ask everything outside of us. But even if the nervous system is damaged, you can still support it with frequency, and you can support the respiratory system with frequency. Yeah. So I gave all the programs there, and you can also go into the Healy Advice Search. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, I think I've done. Okay, so Sharavanan, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Please don't kill me. Sharavanan. Hope I pronounced it correctly. Sorry for that.
You got it right, Petra.
Oh,
Thanks.
perfect. How can I
Right.
help?
Yeah, so I did post my question in the chat. So,
Sorry.
how do we use Mac Healy for lower back pain or sciatica?
Okay, so normally what I would sciatica we can look at because it is a part of nervous system, but normally I like to keep everything to the topic. Yeah. So when it comes to pain, yeah, as I said, it's inflammation. So you need to figure out what is causing the inflammation. So sciatica is normally when we have so much inflammation within the back pain and the side and the back of the legs. And normally, in my experience, it actually doesn't come from the lower back. It actually comes higher from the back. So I can share some exercises with fascia if you want to in the group, so you can actually start stretching that. But normally what happens is we have so much inflammation that the nerve, the sciatic nerve, actually gets caught. So it's squeezed. That's where the pain actually happens. So we need to lower the inflammation within the body. We need to look at what's causing that inflammation. So inflammation in the body can be from emotional, issues. And normally sciatica is, unless you have physical injuries. Yeah. So if you have lower back pain, that also means it's connected to your sciatica, and it's going to probably be connected to your psoas muscle, which is also a part of connected to the vagus nerve and also connected to your fight and flight response. So if psoas is also always in contraction, meaning that your body is in fight and flight response, your nerves and all the muscles would be literally contracted and pulled into your lower back and front back. So you need to actually start stretching the body to see which side of the body is more tense. The left side, the right side, the front side, the back side. Because what happens is when we look at energetically, our body, we store things in the body. Anything that we don't want to face, or anything we don't want to look at, anything that we want to actually hide from ourselves and others, we actually literally suppress it into our spine, our back, anything at the back of the body. So this could be things that you might not even be aware of. Yeah. So analyzing it and thinking, oh my God, what is it? It's not going to help. Yeah. So the only way to actually get in there is to actually do fascia work, because that's going to bring up the emotion and then support it with frequency in order to start shifting. Because when you shift, you stretch the tissue, you move the energy in there, and you actually start getting more oxygen, more blood in there, more nutrients in there, so your body can regenerate. So I'll share an exercise that I do with the stretching of the back. And if you have a roller at home, the foam roller for like exercising, yeah, that is amazing for emotional releases and literally anything that you store in the spine. So I've been doing so much work for the last 20 years on my front body, left side, right side of the body, feminine, masculine, and I'm now really going to the root causes in my spine. So I started doing this a while back with rollers, and I'm now moving into the rollers with spines, so I can actually target specific vertebrae. So actually getting into the spine really deeply so I can actually release it. So what happens is, it's not about pulling or pushing. It's about creating a space for the release. So, and normally it goes from 30 seconds, 60 seconds to 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. And what happens in the body is the body will start contracting first. So you need to breathe through it. When it releases the contraction, what happens is you normally get a memory up. So you either start crying, screaming, whatever it is. Don't suppress. So that's really important for anyone that's doing fascia. Do not suppress. So you need to have a really safe environment, a space where you can do this. And of course, if you have a partner or whoever is around you that is okay with this, yeah, because if you have people around you that are not okay with this, you will contract again, so you'll suppress. So make sure that you have a safe environment, and when you do the fascia and you have the releases, you can then run Mag Healy on your body to actually help regenerate the tissue. You can help to transform the energy that's moving through. Because sometimes when we have spine issues or anything in the back, when we start doing the fascia releases, what happens is there are layers in there, like a cake. Yeah, so we touch the first layer and we think we're done. Like we get to so normally what happens with fascia, when we do a pressure, we contraction and then the release of the memory, the emotions come up, but we need to move and push, not push, but allow it to actually dissipate. Because at the end of that, we actually go into like a mini ecstasy, because that ecstasy experience is literally the endorphins release and the serotonin release of the energy moving through the nervous system. So if we want to use the frequency, there's 2 ways you can do that. So one is actually doing the frequency before the fascia to actually start preparing the energy to bubble up. Yeah. The second one is doing the fascia first and then doing the frequency afterwards. So this is how you discharge and transform. Because if you just apply things and you have it stacked like a cake, yeah, what happens is there's 2 things that can happen in real life. So the first one, you're going to push frequency into that layers of cake. And eventually the cake will start exploding. Yeah. So all the trauma and emotions will come up, and you're going to have a mirroring projection into your environment. For example, you can have a conflict or fight with your partner or your parents, or you have an issue at work, or you have a car accident. Yeah. So those things are mirroring into your environment, telling you to relive that trauma in order to move that energy out. So I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, I prefer to save my car and my life and, save myself energy, not having traumatized energy and regenerating for like a month. So I prefer to be an active participant. And for me, being an active participant, meaning that I need to take responsibility for whatever it is within my body. So then I actually create a plan, create a space and time, and actually start tackling those layers of the cake. So you can have programs like, for example, if you do programs before fascia, before you do fascia exercises, you can actually run sciatica nerve on Healy, so you can actually start stimulating the nerve, And then if you want to, after fascia, you can run body comfort on Healy, McMaken, which is literally helping to lower the inflammation and balance the body. Yeah. You can also run aura beforehand, before you do fascia. Yeah. Vibrate that so you can actually start bubbling the emotions up. You do the fascia release, and then afterwards you can do like vitalization, regeneration on Healy, Meg Healy, balloons, Meg Healy classic programs. Yeah, so those are really good for regenerating tissues afterwards. You can also run soft tissue program on McMaken afterwards. That's also good if you feel like your tissue around your back is quite tender. Yeah, so things are kind of still tight, you haven't released everything, but you want to soften it. So those are all the programs that you can use. So there's different approaches you can do, but anything that has to do with spine and back, it's normally from inflammation, and some majority of time, from my experience, either comes from the kidney area of the spine, yeah, because that connects directly to the gut in front. Because if the kidneys is contracted, yeah, the back kidney part of the spine is contracted, it's going to pull all the muscles from the front, yeah, the front of the belly, and backwards, and that will make it tighter. Yeah, and that will also activate the source muscle that's literally pinned at the back of the spine near the kidneys. Yeah, so it will actually be pulled down towards your pelvis. Yeah, and will literally shrink and pull in your pelvis. So you could actually have your pelvis tilted as well because of that. So there's so many things. I don't know your situation, but the more you stretch the body, the more you're going to release the energy, and then you can literally help you with frequency to repair or to actually bring things up before you do them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. So this Meg Healy, you place it on your stomach, or how
Yep.
do you use it?
Yeah. It will tell you. So the atmospheric programs are not on the body, but the rest of them are all in the body. Like even water I use on the body. So, but belly is the best option. Or like my partner just pops it into a pocket. So when he goes around, he puts it in the pocket. But and do not put it on your heart or near your head if you are in bed. Yeah, because it's a magnetic field, and your heart already has a magnetic field, and you don't want to influence that. It's going to be too intense. So just make sure that it's not unsafe. I'm just saying it's not ideal. Yeah, because you want the coherence in the body, and you want the structured water to influence the tissue in the body. Yeah, because the Meg Healy works completely differently than the IMF programs on the Healy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you don't know how that works, there's a Mag Healy for each sector of Mag Healy training. You can find it in the group. You can watch all of them. Yeah, and I gave all the explanations of the programs in there as well.
Okay, yeah, I'll go through that. Yes, I joined the group
Perfect.
already. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes, perfect. You're welcome. Okay, cool. Any other pressing questions that I need to answer? And then we have done. We apply lung harmony defense and lymphatic system for immune and respiratory support. Which part of the body shall we place the Healy coil for defense and lymphatic? Healy coil wherever you want to. Healy coil does not have EMF. It's a zero field. You can actually place it. I have it normally on my t-shirt, or my partner has it on his belt or in the pocket, wherever you want to. Yeah. How to connect with you in the group? You can find me in the group. You can search me in the members. You can always connect with me there. You can send me a message. And if there's not any, and then I'll tell you how we can sort that out. Because I get like at least 20 messages a day. So please be patient. I try to respond as fast as I can. Okay, stomach. Yes, vagus nerve, stomach connection, definitely. I can't answer that directly, and I'm not going to say it out loud. So Vani, what I would recommend is there's a reason for that situation. Yeah, I can't say this here, but I would encourage you to look into the new research that's not, oh, maybe. I think I didn't post anything. Yes, stomach and vagus nerve are directly connected. So overthinking and worrying can also activate the stomach. So stomach is really important for immune health and gut health. So if you do not have enough stomach acid, your body can't, this is the first immune response. Yes. So if you have a acid reflux, please do not think you don't have enough acid. Please do not think you have too much acid. If you have acid reflux, you have not enough acid, yeah, in the stomach, and you need to actually build that. And if the stomach doesn't close at the top, then you get acid reflux because there's not enough acid to build it up in order to close the valve. And also make sure that with stomach, if there's not enough, let me say it this way, if there's not enough stomach acid, then you are creating a terrain or environment within the body that is inviting parasites and other bacteria that are not supposed to be there. And normally, for example, people with ulcers, even people that have Helicobacter bacteria in the stomach, they don't have enough stomach acid. That's why it's actually a problem, because Helicobacter bacteria happens when there's not enough acid to actually digest everything, and the bacteria starts digesting the stomach lining, and that's where the ulcer happens. And there's so many other things that then can roll down the hill, yeah, from there. But we need to also understand the stomach is a really special organ. If you didn't know that, the stomach has a lining. So there's a tissue of the stomach and the outside of lining. It shrinks and it extends. So it shrinks when you're not eating and you're not digesting food, like literally in the stomach. And that should happen every 4 hours, because you should not be eating more often than 4 hours. Yeah. So if you're not eating enough in a meal, enough protein to fill you up for 4 hours, you are in problem and you have a challenge, because then you have glucose spikes and that rolls another hill down. But what happens in the stomach, the lining, when we prepare for digestion, we should be drinking no more than 30 minutes before food, because that water that we are actually putting into our stomach, let's say 30 minutes to an hour before eating, literally what it does, it fills up the lining of the stomach, and the stomach creates a bicarb soda. Yes, you heard that right, bicarb soda in that lining. Why? Because bicarb soda is literally pH neutral, and the acid that's in the stomach that creates the environment to actually properly digest the food is 1.5 acidity. Yes? So our stomach is more closer to a vulture than anyone else. So we need high stomach acid in order to digest food. And that bicarb soda protects our body for the acid not to eat out the stomach, because then it actually protects that with the lining. So it protects the outside organs, or organs outside the stomach. So if that was out of balance beforehand for a long time, that can cause other things. And the question that you asked me can also be an implication of an emotional issue. Yes. So there's great things you can do with aura scans, coaching scans, meridian module. Yeah. But there's great programs you can support your stomach with, stomach meridian, digest all in deep cycles. All deep cycles are amazing to actually help the detoxification and the balance. There's what was the other program that I had in mind? Now I lost it. I don't know, forgot about it. But either way, all of that is good. You can also literally write stomach in the Healy Advice search module, and you'll see what programs come up. But you need to be aware that there's a reason for things that are created now, You need to look at what caused them and how did they happen. Yeah, what literally brought to this situation, because your body will always try to protect you. Always. There's no excuse for it. You might not see it that way, but that's the reality. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Being alkaline instead of acid by balancing. Well, stomach needs to be acidic. So please do not drink bicarb soda just because you think it's actually alkalizing your body. Your stomach needs to be acidic. If you don't have acidic stomach, you are in trouble because you're not protecting yourself from any other bacteria that comes through the body. And then your gut is suffering because now you have all these, bacteria and parasites in there that you want to kill. But the reason why you have them is because the terrain of the body, which is the stomach first, and the mouth, which is all connected in the digestive tract. The stomach is the protection. It kills all the bacteria and parasites that come through, even mold. If you have enough acidity in the stomach, you don't have to worry about anything. Literally, 1.5 pH, it kills everything, like literally. It's proper acidity. But we think that alkalinity needs to be everywhere. No. You need to be aware how things change within the body and how the methylation changes within the liver. So just eating things alkaline doesn't mean that things will be alkaline everywhere. Like your stomach needs to be acidic. Okay, I think we're done. So if there's any pressing issues or anything, just pop them into the Facebook group. If you need anything from this topic, please comment underneath the training post and just tag me if you need anything from me. I'm in there as much as I can be, and please be patient because I have so much other things to do, and I'm doing my best. Yeah. But next week we have Christy. She's going to do the training, and then I'm back in 2 weeks. So any questions, as I said, in the group training, I'm getting links really slow from the corporate lately, so just be patient with the trainings. As soon as I have them, I'll pop them into the group. But otherwise, probably is going to be next week. But otherwise, thank you for coming tonight. I am truly grateful for you being here. Hope you got a lot of value out of it. If you want any extra things, please message me in the group. But otherwise, I will be seeing you in 2 weeks. Have a beautiful week and a weekend ahead, and take care. See ya.